This is a lecture that I actually did for the World Congress in August, and I thought it would be something that you would all enjoy. It's not very long. A lot of it you've already seen before, but maybe not in this totally different format. So hopefully it's something that will be a benefit to everyone in the room. You know, for many of us, the challenges of dentistry really have been quite significant. As you all know, the challenges of climbing Mount Rainier for my sons and I were much more formidable than we ever could have imagined. It's been advertised as America's most dangerous mountain. Had I known, I probably wouldn't have done it at all. In August of 2008, I was fortunate enough to summit the mountain with both my sons. The story really isn't about summiting the mountain, however, it's what I learned attempting to summit the mountain. And what I learned was invaluable in terms of how I use the information to do the things that we do even every day in our lives, even in the operatory. I remember as I put on all the gear, I was still in the parking lot. I hadn't even gotten out of the parking lot 20 minutes and I wanted to quit. In fact, I was still on the asphalt. There were so many times I could only think about how I could turn back, but I didn't really know how to break it to the team, how to break it to the rest of the group. What really made the difference is the mountain guide you see up in the left-hand corner. Because it wasn't about my training, it wasn't about my preparation, because I really didn't understand how to prepare. My idea of preparation was to go to REI and buy all the right stuff. I call that product seduction. The idea that you could just buy the right equipment and that's going to make the difference, just like just buying the right handpiece doesn't help you prepare the teeth. The mountain guide, you notice, he didn't have any clothes that even matched, but he knew what he was doing. He knew how to climb the mountain. It was an amazing opportunity for me to learn what was really important. It was about the destination, not just the journey. I thought just the idea of preparing, going through the motions would be the rewarding experience, but it's not. It's about reaching the summit. The summit in the practice, the summit in your life, whatever that is. It was a meaningful experience that I keep reliving every time I think about it. It was just far more amazing than I had ever imagined. Obviously, you understand the concept of first deciding what's wrong with your patient. Figuring out what's wrong with your patient occlusally is the intent of the lecture. Once we figure out what's wrong with the patient, we have to figure out a treatment solution. And so what you see in front of you are a variety of different diagnostic protocols that impact a different decision process. The treatment system we call the 3 Ps. You'll see quite quickly what they exactly are. You'll see why they're a little bit different than some of the things we've been exposed to in dentistry before, but they become an application principle that could be used every time. In spite of the differences in the risk, there's a system of application that could be applied within a given protocol to help you arrive at the solutions. Figuring out what's actually wrong is one part, and then figuring out the treatment is the other part. So we have a risk-based decision process, and we have a solution-based decision process. The 3 Ps are listed here. As you can see, P1 we'll call position, has to do with the joint. P2 we'll call the place. It has 2 parts, occlusion, how the teeth fit together, and aesthetics, because it has to be at a predetermined vertical. As you make teeth longer or shorter, it will affect how they look in the face. The third P is the pathway that many people call guidance. But it's not the same as guidance. In fact, it's very different, because guidance is inside out, pathway is outside in. It's part of a chewing envelope. When you eat, you open first and have to chew into your teeth. That particular pathway is not the same as anterior guidance.